Okay, cool. So this is the button. It uses an Arduino, which is a little microcontroller. And pretty much what's really cool is that all it does is completes its circuit, and then all the kind of heavy lifting stuff happens with the software. So the power's here, and it comes out of this red wire, and then all it is it's a switch. So when you push this down, it completes it, and you can see this yellow wire going into this is digital input 7, and then I'll show you the code there. Pretty much when this gets a signal of 1 of high, then it does something, which is called Serena. So that's the button if you guys want to check it out later. And that's the Arduino. And so cool. So there's two things. There's a Chrome app, which uses the Chrome Serial API. It's kind of like a Chrome extension, but it can live like on your desktop. If you guys have used like Atom Editor, it's built on Chromium, like what Google Chrome's built on. It's really cool. They're really fun to make. It's all JavaScript and HTML and CSS. And then it uses our Arduino, which is like kind of like C++, but a little bit different for Arduino, but essentially, yeah. So if we look at this script, here we go. So when it opens, when it gets this signal, it runs all this code right here. You can see, just as get port path, and open port, and I've defined those up here. You can kind of like read through them. So if we find get port path is right here. This is setting this HTML to the, so if you look here, this is the app. It's not plugged in. If it was plugged in, you'd see that it would say the path to the serial port, which is this one right here, USB, and then it would say successfully connected with a connection ID. So it depends all of that stuff on get port path. And then
what's the runtime for this script? Like, how is it being executed, this job?
Oh, so pretty much as long as this is running, it has an on receive. And so I'll show you right now. So as long as you open up the Call Serena app, which is the Chrome app, it connects to the port, and then on this on open, it just sets this on receive. It sets like an event handler, just like we would in the browser. And this is what the Chrome API gives us. And so on receive, it has this callback, which takes this info object. And so you could like log info, like what you're getting sent, which would be 1 byte, or you could send more bytes. We're just sending 1 byte. And in here, you do whatever you pass into this block. So we have window.open. I didn't commit the address to Serena's Google Hangout because I just didn't want that on the web. Then anyone can Google Hangout with her. That doesn't make it exclusive. So we just pass in the URL right here. That's all it does on the Chrome app side, if that makes sense. And then the Arduino side is really simple. You can see in this file, Arduino sketch. So all that does, we set this variable LED equal to 7, and then so Arduino you need to set up in a loop. Setup, we open up a serial connection, and then we set input 7, or pin 7 to an input so we can read data from it. And then this loop on Arduino, if you ever wondered how it works, everything that you want to execute has to be inside this loop function, and it's part of their API. It just runs this continuous loop, always checking for doing whatever you want to do. So it reads the LED, and then if the value, it sets the LED value equal to this variable value, and if the value is equal to 1, which is high, then it writes high, which is 2 bytes, through the serial connection to our Chrome app. And then the Chrome app, on that receive function, it calls Serena. Yeah, and that's all it does. It delays 5,000, which is like 2.5 or 3 seconds, right? I think it's like 2.5 or 3 seconds. That has to do with like debouncing and hardware stuff. Pretty much when you start sending data to things, it kind of doesn't just like send. It's not like, oh, hi. It's like, hi, low, hi. It kind of goes like this. So it sends like a ton of different bytes that we don't want. So it would open up like 10 tabs. And this is like a really sketchy, low-cost way to do debouncing that I learned last night. So yeah, that's the Arduino button. And originally, you guys know that Neil built out a Chrome extension to do this. And then one day we had the idea like, hey, we should try to translate it, I guess like port it over to a hardware hack. So now, yeah, we combined the two, and it was super cool being able to build off Neil's already available Chrome extension and build it into a Chrome app.
Yeah, and so I think what's great about this is that like you can have the app just open, and it can be like in the tray or hidden, and then you have the button anytime. You don't have to like worry about, do I have the app open?